Потрясающий бой против еще одного сильного борца. Гордишься ли ты выступлением?
Zайнуков has had a tendency to get in early and impose his will. If you're Izumi, you got to be wary of that outside striking. That's been a vulnerability of his before. Combination strikers with speed have been a problem for him. That's why he likes to get in here.
He feinted, stiff jab, and now chest to chest against the cage.
And this is that Greco style, getting underneath the armpits. Randy Couture, Dan Henderson for the American fans. Not a lot of outside takedowns. It's all close in here.
And look, maybe not a bad approach against someone who is usually in the offensive position up here against the cage. Sometimes you put people on the back foot of their specialty, throws them a little bit out of whack. Izumi's got that bind on the right leg of Artur Zайnukov.
You think someone like Zайнуков training with the Nurmagomedovs is going to get flustered by a bad position early, you're out of your mind. Calm and cool. Zайnukov doing a good job of turning to his right. He's going to try and scrape that elbow through. The side with the hook is the side you want to turn into.
Izumi standing on one foot right now and has had a figure four.
Going to the single leg. That's the freestyle ability.
Zайnukov reverses position, ends up in side control for now.
Trying to get the octopus. We call it an octopus stand-up from here. And Zайnukov able to shut it down. Greg Jones' specialty, getting underneath the armpit, turning toward your opponent, but not able to pull it off.
Still to come, Dakota Ditcheva, Samiko and Naba in a co-main event here in Cape Town, South Africa.
And talking about being where you don't want to be early in a fight. Once again, got a Greco guy on his butt.
For now, and now Izumi's able to elevate, get back to his feet. Fighting the hands, trying to get this to stop happening. Oh,
going Kimura trap. Excellent job. He's cranking on the elbow, but he's not going to finish it from there, but he can stand up.
Uses that attack on the arm of Zайnukov to scramble again, but finds himself back in the same position.
We're seeing some high-level grappling here, back and forth. Usually with both of these guys, if you're in a vulnerable positional battle, you're going to lose. These guys able to come back because of their experience.
Under 2 minutes now in round number one. Big swing with the right hand for Takeshi Izumi.
Sean, we've seen it a million times. Two wrestlers take one another on. Well, the difference could be in the striking, right? Who's dominant at this outside range? Good job from Izumi with that right hand.
Good aggression, causing Zайnukov to retreat. Now Zайnukov on the offensive. Izumi sensing that the cage is too close behind him, came on the attack again. This is not a place you want to stay if you're fighting one of these fighters out of Dagestan.
Yeah, you got to constantly angle, constantly move. Want to use the center of the cage. Good right hand from Izumi, who walks right into a double leg. Good defense. He's over the top, more in guillotine position. That won't stop the takedown.
Zайnukov with a nifty little foot sweep, kicks the base leg right out from under Takeshi Izumi.
Going in briefly, once again, thought about the guillotine, but you cannot go for the guillotine and posture up at the same time.
Got warned for the fence grab there, did Takeshi Izumi.
But to my point earlier on in the round, normally a guy like Zайnukov would be totally dominant in this position, but he has to play a little bit of defense because Izumi's so good at popping back up to his feet. He's got to be careful every step in this position. He's not used to doing that.
And he's had to expend all of his energy just to hold Izumi down.
Exactly.
Rather than isolating that wrist and throwing some punches. Izumi back to his feet. End of the round.
Ислам Махачев ушел в полусредний, Топуря разводится, ну а между тем, друзья, Джастин Гэджи и Пади Пимблет проведут бой за временный пояс в легком весе на турнире UFC 324 в ночь с 24 на 25 января. Также в карде Шон Омели, Умар Нурмагомедов, Аманда Нунис и многие другие. Ну а если ты знаешь, кто выиграет, переходи по ссылке в закрепленном комментарии и наслаждайся боями вместе с 1x. А по нашему промокоду BESTHABIB ты получишь крутой бонус к первому пополнению.
Fighter, you ready? You ready? Let's go!
My Russian isn't great, but in between rounds, you know, Khabib saying, okay, this is where you start drowning. This is where you start separating your gas tank from his, because yours is endless. This kind of confidence Khabib gives you.
Izumi coming in behind a double jab. The retreating Zайнуков throws a big right hand. Overhand right from Izumi, trying to get in behind it.
Good stuff from Zайнуков.
Needs a couple right hands for those efforts.
Right over the left eye, exactly. Zайnukov is starting to see that, hey, maybe just striking, testing my kickboxing would be the smarter strategy. As you point out, the end of round one, he's spending a lot of energy just trying to keep Izumi down. Again, Shunta Nomura was his last loss in MMA. Izumi had trouble with the combination striking on the outside. Right now, that's what Zaynukov's giving him.
Coming up, AJ McKee making a return to the featherweight division. Looks incredibly lean. Big right hand there from Takeshi Izumi on the combination. Zaynukov thinks about switching stances temporarily. Goes back to orthodox.
All he's doing is dipping his head. He's not moving it left or right, so been able to time those power punches just like that.
Big winging punches there for Zaynukov. Starting to loosen up in the striking here because he feels like he's figured out Izumi's wrestling.
The problem with Greco-Roman is it's not an outside style. You're not going to see, you know, a John Smith style single leg all the way across the cage. It doesn't work that way. You have to get in very close to use it. And right now, Zaynukov making that dangerous territory. Changing it up and went double leg. And look at the scramble of Zaynukov. Izumi now in trouble.
He committed to a choke attempt briefly and got himself in a world of hurt potentially. Full mount with a body lock here for Artur Zaynukov.
This whole team, Nurmagomedov, they pride themselves on making this position miserable for you.
Zaynukov riding a little high right now. Izumi
Trying to settle down.
He had an opportunity to sneak out the back door, didn't move. You saw Zaynukov, he posted both hands on the wrist and used that to scoot his hips back.
Zaynukov doing the right thing, attacking in order to keep his opponent from scrambling out. Good job by Izumi.
Now upon a single leg, Takeshi Izumi turning the tide here.
And just that wherewithal, that awareness to find the gap and spin at the right time to get back to his feet. That's high-level stuff from Izumi. 9 times out of 10. Zaynukov gets you down that way, it is over. Izumi's got that warrior spirit to go with the technique.
Don't grab.
Izumi on a single leg. See if he can run the pipe here. He tries the same foot sweep that he was taken down with about a minute ago.
gonna have trouble with Zaynukov in those single leg positions. Anything with that freestyle, positioning. Zaynukov's gonna have the right defense.
Ten more seconds in this round. Izumi walks into a punch. Sean O'Connell, Jimmy Smith here at Grand West Arena in Cape Town, South Africa. History made earlier tonight with the PFL Africa tournament kicking off bantamweights and heavyweights. Into some showcase opportunities now at our main event. A world title bout at 185 pounds between Johnny Eblen and Costello Van Steers. Izumi now again trying to get down on that leg.
Staying with it. Once again, second and third effort. Izumi has it as well.
We saw this from Izumi in the first round. Trying to isolate one leg. He's even willing to stand on one foot himself as long as he's got the leg of Artur Zaynukov tied up.
Real job on the takedown. Look at this physical pressure immediately. Walking into half guard. To put Izumi's hips to the test here. I think he's building up to what we call parterre in wrestling. It's pretty impressive. As I said, 9 times out of 10, when Zaynukov puts pressure like that on you, you don't get up again. Izumi's a different breed.
The pressure just continues, but not a ton of offense in terms of striking.
It's what you said at the end of round 1, Sean. You spend so much energy keeping the guy down and just maintaining top positions. You can't really get your offense going. Now in a Kimura position, Izumi wisely lets go of it. He didn't have the hip position to crank it properly. That way we haven't seen like the ground and pound, we haven't seen the submission attempts because Zaynukov's spending so much of his time just holding Izumi down.
Scan the QR code at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Download the PFL app. Exclusive fighter content, full fight library, much, much more. Download now.
Izumi taking some big breaths here. No surprise with the kind of fight they've been through so far. But Izumi he's a warrior, man. He's pushing forward. Zaynukov has just been a step ahead in a lot of these positions. He's been forced to be reactive, Sean. He's been forced to go second a lot of the time. Zaynukov setting up that knee kick combination.
Nifty little switch. Izumi tried to crowd it.
Back to where he is much more comfortable in his Greco position.
I understand being comfortable in this Greco position, but you have less than 2 minutes left. You're approaching 90 seconds left in the fight. Even if you can get Artur Zaynukov down, you have to have a lot of confidence in your ability to work your way to a choke with this short time if you're still chasing these takedowns.
That is very, very true. He needs the home run. Coming about a minute left. He's not going to get it from here. Not against Zaynukov. He's going for it. Trying to step over, and that's risk versus reward, Sean.
I mean, nothing to lose at this point for Takeshi Izumi. Not a bad thought. Going for that big sacrifice attempt.
stuff from Zайнуков. Double leg lift. Izumi kind of trying to funk his way out of this, controlling the right ankle of Zайнуков.
Eating some punches from the right hand for his effort. You got to admire the toughness and the fight of Takeshi Izumi, because even as these go for a calf slicer or a toe fold here,
For an inverted toe hold, he can crank on the knee from here, but his hips just aren't going to be enough of a factor to make it work.
will finish in the same position 11 of this fight took place in, and go to the judges' scorecard.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds in this PFL Champion Series lightweight bout, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score this bout unanimously for your winner, Artur Zайнуков.
Итак, со мной Артур Зайнуков и, конечно же, Хабиб. Слушай, потрясающий бой против еще одного сильного борца. Гордишься ли ты выступлением?
Всем спасибо, Кентаун. Салам алейкум, приветствую всех. Hello. Альхамдулилlah, в первую очередь. Я очень рад победе. Ну, с такими угловыми, честно сказать, я бы хотел бы свою победу посвятить покойному Абдулманапу Нурмагомедовичу. Так как я его все время подводил в боях, но сейчас его нету на такой большой арене. Я думаю, он был бы очень рад за меня. Соперник был крепкий боец. Но, альхамдулилlah, сегодня мой день. Я выиграл.
Не могу не спросить тебя, тренер Хабиб, как тебе реакция публики в Кейптауне? Как тебе прием здесь? Скажу честно, такого от вас, ребята, просто не ожидал. Недооценил, извините. Могу сказать, что я здесь уже неделю, и это прекрасный город. Вокруг обалденный океан, горы. Ну и, конечно, не менее прекрасные люди. Так что большое спасибо вам, ребята. Ты еще вернешься сюда, в Южную Африку? Ну, если пригласите, вернусь, конечно. Ну что, ребята, можно считать, что вы его пригласили сегодня? Отлично! Хабиб Нурмагомедов, Артур Зайнуков, большое спасибо.